Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Backlog Boys podcast at the cinema. With you, as always, Samuel
Hey, what's up?
and Alejandro.
Yo.
I had a Spanish tang to that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I went into AutoZone one time to get some car parts, and the dude asked me what my name is, and I'm like, oh, Alexander. And he was like, last name? And I said my last name. And he's like, oh, they whitewashed you, huh?
What the heck?
Yeah.
That's kind of messed up.
His full name isn't Alejandro. It is Alexander.
Yeah, my name.
Oh, it actually is
Yeah.
Alexander?
Yeah.
Man, he is right. And obviously, I'm here as well. Omar. And we're talking about Swiss Army Man. I generally don't remember who picked this movie.
This
Oh,
was me.
it was
It was
Alex.
Alex,
Me, yeah.
Alexander.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. You know, I was kind of glad this was my second movie because I've only been getting highs right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we've watched a bad movie so far, actually. Once we get to American Pie, then we'll watch a bad movie.
Yeah, honestly,
We're going to have to live stream that one.
Oh, God.
I think that was Sam's gonna be the first one to fuck up the
Yeah.
greatness order.
I choose intentionally bad movies, guys.
So for this film, I got my what's that stats and facts ready and hot in the beginning.
Let's hear them.
The writers and directors of this movie, Daniel, I hope I pronounced his name right. Daniel Schertnert,
Okay.
Daniel Kwan, but every time they're like every show they're just called the Daniels.
So there's two Daniels.
Yes, it's two,
Yeah.
they're not related to it. They just happen to have the same first name.
movie starring Daniel Radcliff
So there's three Daniels on the project.
and Paul Dano.
So it's kind of
Oh.
a, you know,
The whole Dan quadrology.
it's kind of scary if you think about it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why it's so
How do you think they refer to each other on set?
D1, D2, D3.
Paul.
And then, yeah, then Paul. And then they're just Paul. He's not part of it.
Yeah.
I mean, he could be like me and he goes by his last name.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Yeah, I guess
This is
it-
probably the most unique one too, Dano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is their directorial debut for their movies. They've only made two movies.
Mhm.
I definitely know you know the. I don't know if you know their second movie.
It's
The
the one
s-
that just came out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything, all everywhere, all at once.
I need to watch that.
Incredible movie. I love it.
I need to
After
see that.
watching this, because I saw that movie like before already.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah.
That one, everywhere, all at once, is longer
Mm.
and like even more wackier.
Please tell me it's more mature though.
Yes,
Okay.
but there are some parts where
It gets kind of goofy.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But it's definitely the most mature of their two. I mean, it's only two movies. So it's not that much to compare it to.
Yeah.
But that movie's incredible.
Yeah.
I'll say this though. In fact, I did not know this. The husband who plays in that movie, he's Short Round from Indiana Jones. His sidekick.
Oh, wow.
That's him.
Nice.
Haven't seen Indiana Jones.
Well, maybe we ever do. You're gonna be like, oh my god, that's the guy. Because
That's Short Round.
That was like a million years ago.
Yeah, that was like in the
And
80s.
he hasn't really done much.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Indy 5 to come out.
Maybe he'll come back. People wanted him to come back.
Who, Short Round?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for real. There's been a thing about that.
You say Short Rod, and I think of that Andy Samberg movie, Hot Rod.
I haven't even-
That's not even close to what that sounds like.
I haven't even
Short
seen
Rod,
that one.
Hot Rod? Come on.
Short
Short
Round.
Round.
Oh, I thought you were saying Rod.
No, Short Round.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen that movie. No relation to any of them.
Anyways, let's get back to the
Anyways.
Swiss Army Man.
I think what's interesting about those two, they directed music videos.
Oh,
The Daniels. I think you would know them. The Foster the People.
no.
You've never heard of these people?
I know that band, but I don't like.
I thought you would. I thought
Is
Sam
it
would have all
the
them.
school shooter song?
Oh, yeah, they did Pump Up Kicks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that song, but yeah, they did
Oh.
Houdini and Don't Stop.
Yeah, I don't
I know
know
their
them.
songs. Tenacious D,
Oh,
Oh.
which Rise of the Phoenix.
Oh, my
Okay.
God.
DJ Snake. You're gonna be like, who?
Yeah, who?
Exactly, because no one knows their name, but they know the song. Turn Down for What?
Oh, that was DJ
That's them.
Snake?
Yeah,
Is
and
that-
they made that music.
Oh, I guess that makes sense now. Now that I think of that music video, I'm like, yeah, that's Swiss Army Man energy.
And like for Foster the People, the Houdini song, there's a lot of like puppeteer kind of things.
Oh.
Where like they're kind of like they're dead bodies and they're moving around
Oh,
or whatever.
so Swiss Army
it's,
Man.
It's kind of similar to some of the stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
They made other music videos, but some artists I've never heard of. So
Those are the big ones.
But those are the big ones or whatever. So for this film release, it premiered in Sundance in January 2016. And after that, they only made a limited theatrical
Mhm.
release in June, and then worldwide in July. The budget, how much can you guess how much you thought the budget was?
It was probably like maybe
I wanna
30
s-
million.
I'm gonna say it was something low.
Because you had Daniel Radcliffe in the movie.
That's true.
You know,
Yeah.
it's very-
But this is like right after Harry Potter, so I'm sure he was.
Yeah, he's just
itching.
doing it for the
He's
love of the film.
I
yeah.
don't need money. Just put me in this.
$2.
budget $3 million.
Just 3 million.
Just 3
Holy
million.
shit.
Okay.
If you want, I don't even know if there was really a budget for
Marketing.
marketing.
I remember
The film
seeing-
was barely seen.
I remember seeing trailers for it, but it wasn't like all over the place.
Didn't I remember hearing that movie flopped at Sundance?
What I heard about Sundance was that like people walked out of the movie.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up a little later.
But
But the box office 5.8
Huh.
million.
so it made it back.
So,
Oh wait,
If you want to consider the budget being double
the
twice of what it's actually
I
reported,
mean, this is also
it
like
technically failed.
it's an
Yeah.
indie movie, isn't it? So would they really
Also had a very limited release,
Yeah.
yeah
and it's a very strange premise.
I'm sure it made it back on DVD sales.
Yeah,
Blu-ray
and,
sales.
like-
I can't
Yeah,
imagine it was a
streaming.
fail. Obviously, because I mean they've literally had like a year after the movie came out, the Russo brothers, a production company, let them make Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh,
okay.
Which I believe has like a massive.
it's the
budget
Russo brothers.
compared to it's like their production company.
oh
Like when you watch them with they're like credited.
okay
Mhm. Okay.
So I'm pretty sure like it was successful I imagine for their careers.
yeah.
So I think they'll be all right. Then 22 days to film the entire movie.
Oh wow,
That's how long it took.
It's pretty quick.
It was not. To be fair though, like it's only those two guys really for most of the movie.
Yeah, you're
You
right.
kind of just don't need those two all the
I
time.
feel like there's a lot of work going on though, like
Yeah.
with the puppeteering and all that.
Yeah.
probably just like post production stuff maybe. Or, like
Yeah.
some of how the effects look.
Yeah.
Make it look nicer.
I mean, it is all in one setting, one or two settings. So
Yeah, I guess you're right.
As brought it up, as it's only shot in California. Almost the entire. Oh, I'm sorry, not almost. the entire movie is shot in California.
Yeah, they don't need to move anywhere for this
Yeah,
one.
it's all in Cali. I thought, and I think you mentioned over the Sundance. Yeah, people walked out
Yeah,
of the movie during Sundance because they were just weirded out
yeah.
by the all of it. But a lot of people during Sundance were like, "This is like the most unique movie in Sundance in like a long time."
This is peak
and-
cinema.
yeah, basically. Like some people were like, "Yeah." And the only people like big complaints was like, oh, maybe you should have like go through the editing more. Maybe some people were saying that.
Yeah.
I didn't agree with that.
Okay.
But a lot of the people were like, "This is the most unique. You can't define this genre kind of shit."
Yeah, yeah.
And people just, is that a good thing or a bad thing? They couldn't describe it really.
Yeah, it's tough to put a finger on exactly what kind of movie this is.
And it won at Sundance.
Oh.
Directing award. It said U.S. Dramatic. I don't know if that's the award name,
Yeah.
but they won for their film. They won an award for it.
Okay.
okay.
So I feel like that's that must be that they fucking did a great movie.
Yeah.
A lot of people liked it.
At least they won something.
At least the ones that stayed liked it.
Yeah.
I love in my notes. I guess I got too lazy. Instead of writing Daniel Radcliffe, I wrote Harry Potter. That's his name. That is how mean I am.
I haven't
Jeez.
seen Harry Potter, so
I recently watched the first movie. It's
yeah,
okay.
I know Daniel Radcliffe is a funny person because of interviews, but I can't see him as Harry Potter, so I'm glad that I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've read all the books and watched all the
Yeah, I
movies,
feel
a
like
nerd.
I feel like watching Harry Potter would probably ruin this a bit more.
I mean, I wouldn't.
because wouldn't you see him as a more like a serious actor?
You would see him.
No, I would
as
just, I would just be like, oh, he's a different actor. It's like Robert Pattinson's Harry Potter too.
yeah, but
But
the
I
thing
haven't
is,
seen
like,
that.
I feel like he's not known for that. I feel like before he was
Yeah, if you
known
watch
mostly
Twilight,
for
yeah, but
Twilight.
like I can watch Twilight.
Well, it's
and then
like-
also watch the Batman.
People see Robert Pattinson as the Twilight guy.
Yeah. Well, like I haven't really watched anything with Paul Dano in it, but recently I saw he's in the Batman as the Riddler.
Yep.
So when I saw him here, I was like, oh, that's the Riddler.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Sometimes there are certain actors where their iconic role kind of just defines the first thing you think of when you see that character.
And what's more iconic than Harry Potter?
Yeah.
I like kind of agree, but not really.
Like-
Like honestly, when I say an actor, I just like judge it well how the movie's going. Like I'm not gonna be like, well, you were in Harry Potter, so you're not gonna be good in this movie.
I mean,
Well,
I-
no.
I mean, the thing that he's the lead actor in Harry Potter.
Like when you see Hugh Jackman, like what's the first thing that pops into your head?
I mean, yes, but that doesn't change my opinion. On
No,
anything.
it shouldn't
So
change
that's
your
why,
opinion.
like, to me, I don't really get what you guys are talking
No,
about.
No,
like,
but what
I
I'm
don't-
saying is like seeing Daniel Radcliffe act like this is what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
this
like-
is totally like
I
abnormal.
think anyone, or are they doing this
That's
movie,
true,
I'd
but
be like,
I
this is
could
weird.
imagine some guy like John C. Reilly or like Will Ferrell doing some weird.
But then I've also
goofy-
seen John C. Reilly do serious movies.
That's
like,
true.
Very good serious movies.
but I haven't seen that. So my
like that's why
opinion-
I'm already like, whatever.
It's just what
Like,
let them do
The
whatever.
only one I can imagine thinking of, like, yeah, maybe like a Will Ferrell.
yeah,
I don't think I've ever seen him do anything really,
Yeah.
like super serious. So like maybe, but even then, I mean, I don't know.
Either
Yeah,
way.
I'm just like an open guy. Like I'll watch it. Like I
Me-
don't, unless it's Jared Leto.
Me and Alex are just close-minded. Is all.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get.
But the Harry Potter fact, real quick. It's not a Harry Potter fact. It's Daniel Radcliffe. Sorry.
Okay.
So the guy who made the music. Well, there's two guys. I only remember one name. Sorry, Robert McDowell. Apparently, they made the music right before they filmed like every scene.
Okay.
So they played the music during the scene live.
Okay.
So it wasn't like a post production thing.
Okay.
So they get to hear the whole, like the song as they're acting.
Mm.
That's why there's a lot of couple of scenes where they kind of like sing
Yeah.
naturally because the music is literally playing.
Well, I was gonna say like earlier we were talking about it's hard to kind of put a finger on what genre this is. This is kind of a musical in the sense like there's a lot of musical sections and they're all singing and kind of having like there's the montage in the middle of the movie that I feel like it gets less musical towards the end, but definitely there's a
I
lot
think
of
it's important
numbers.
to point out that all the music in this movie was a cappella.
Yeah.
I generally thought it was just Daniel Radcliffe and Paul Dano.
That's
I
the
thought
thing.
so.
That's
Yeah.
what I
Some of
thought.
them do sound like it's just them.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna wait till we get our summary before spoiling anything.
Yeah.
I think I literally one of my notes also is this a musical?
Yeah.
Because I also was like, there's a lot of music going on.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, the thing he was talking about, like that's like that never happens.
Mhm.
Like they do the music on, so you just have to act and then imagine
What the
that
music
shit, or
is,
you just
yeah.
don't know it.
Yeah.
And it's all post production.
Yeah.
So he's like that helped a lot, like to be able to hear music and then do his scenes.
Mm-hmm.
But this movie, honestly, I'll give Sam to describe this movie because I can't I don't
Describe
know.
it or like
Like give the summary of it.
Yeah, well, in general, so the movie starts off with like, this guy named Hank Thompson, who's an ode to Tom Hanks, because it's essentially it's just a darker Castaway at the very beginning. This guy gets lost at sea and he's stranded on this island. And when you first see Paul Dano's Hank, he's trying to kill himself. He's trying to hang himself and he's like humming to himself, having a somber moment. And then he sees Daniel Radcliffe's body wash on shore and he goes to check it out. And then immediately it plays for a laugh, something that's kind of dark. Like he jumps off of the water cooler he's standing on and like starts choking himself. Eventually gets down, checks the body, realizes it's dead, and then starts talking to it because he's crazy. Essentially, this body becomes his Wilson, if you guys have seen Castaway. And he figures out, oh, well, this is whatever, I'm crazy. He takes the belt from the body and then goes to hang himself again. And then he notices that the body's doing something a little special. It's farting a lot. So he's like, what's going on there? And he notices that the body starts kind of like moving throughout the water, propelled by its farts. So he gets on he like, for some reason gets this crazy idea that I'm going to ride this body out of here. And he's able to. Like, essentially he figures out that this body is a multi-purpose tool. I don't think they ever in the movie call it Swiss Army Man, but they do say multi-purpose tool man
He just says that
a couple of times. And he figures out, through this body's farts and like some of the movements, he's able to use it as a tool.
A human jet ski.
A human jet ski. Yeah, he's able to use it as a human jet ski to get back to the mainland. And then the rest of the movie is about him carrying this body through the wilderness to try to get back home, and then finding out, more things about the body and learning new abilities along the way.
and learn about Hank
And learn about Hank.
and his kind of like life
Yeah.
and why he's there.
We learn about both of the characters pretty extensively. Less so about Daniel Radcliffe's character. We learn more about the way he thinks and less about his past.
Mm-hmm.
Like I felt this is almost like you were taking like a caveman character and then trying to teach him about modern day society. Like that was Daniel Radcliffe's character.
Well, I mean, we can't learn about his past because he's dead. Like this is all Hank's imagination.
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
Yeah,
Manny, I believe.
Manny
Daniel
is-
Radcliffe's
yeah,
character is
yeah.
Manny.
Yeah.
because
I feel bad if we kept calling Hank, but not Daniel Radcliffe. Like,
Yeah,
we keep
just
calling Daniel Radcliffe.
Harry Potter.
because
Yeah.
well, he doesn't know his name, so he's a man. What name would you give a man?
Man.
Manny.
Manny.
Man.
Yeah, this movie, pretty quickly in, I was like, Daniel Radcliffe should win an Oscar. 'Cause holy cow, his acting. To do the stuff he has to do
Yeah.
is quite, like, difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Especially one in a suit. Like, I don't know how often you guys wear suits. It's pretty hard to fucking move.
Yeah.
So like all the stuff he has to do and basically pretend to be a corpse
Yeah.
almost the entire movie.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I can't imagine
Yeah. And
it being easy.
I was gonna mention that they did make like a body dummy for them to use in a lot of different scenes, but Daniel Radcliffe insisted that they use his body for a lot of these scenes, even if it wasn't his face wasn't going to be in it. He still wanted to like be carried or dragged along. So the only time you never actually saw Daniel Radcliffe, whenever they used the body double, it was like when there was a stunt that was too dangerous for him to actually do. But otherwise, it was just Daniel Radcliffe. Yeah.
Yeah, and Paul Dano, he ain't no slouch either.
No.
Like both of them, honestly. I mean, they have to carry. There's really the only two
Yeah.
actors you see throughout almost the entire movie.
They have to carry each other.
Yeah.
And I think, both acting was incredible. But I think Daniel is probably the better of the two. Not because there's better actors, that he has to do the more harder shit.
He's the more impressive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like what he has to do is more impressive.
But Hank, I think, is very believable. Like,
You're the most normal guy.
yeah.
Which is what Paul Dano is. The
Normal.
most normal looking guy you can possibly think of.
He's
Yeah.
not
He
normal.
could blend in.
He's like kind of weird.
He's up there.
I wouldn't call him that crazy though. He's just like a loser.
I think it's
That's
just-
what he's just a loser.
Yeah,
Basically
but-
what his character is.
It's definitely heightened because of his situation. But I mean, like he's got talent too. Like he builds a lot of like crafts and stuff, and
Yeah, but this man was also stalking a woman.
that's
Well, I wouldn't call that star. I mean, he just said that they rode the bus together. That's it
He's
though.
taking
he did
pictures of
take a
her.
picture. Of
No,
her.
I'm not saying that part is not weird. I'm just saying,
We'll get into that later.
yeah, yeah. Like after watching like everything all at once, the movie, like if you like this movie and how it's directed, they like amplify it and make it like 100 times better than that movie.
Okay.
I find it very interesting to watch this, kind of like how they're, like imagine you watch this first, like I would be like, oh, this is really unique, but because I kind of already saw that movie, it's kind of like not that the uniqueness is not unique, so that I'm like, oh, like it's not surprising. That's what it is for me.
Yeah.
Like I don't have that surprise factor for me, which I imagine for Alex is probably the one with the least information. I mean, like history with any of these, with these guys. So I don't know how you feel. Well, kind of like the gimmick and how it was shot, really, because a lot of the way it's shot, it's interesting, but also kind of gross.
Yeah, no, it was interesting. Like this isn't my first like A24 movie, so I expect weird things from them.
I guess why Lady Bird is so weird.
Yeah.
Because like it is just a normal movie.
I
Lady
guess
Bird is the
so.
most normal
Uh,
compared to all the 24 movies.
I was
man.
thinking more like what's it called? I'm blanking out.
Midsummer.
Midsummer.
That's what I thought you were thinking.
Midsummer was.
Midsummer, Uncut Gems.
It was also kind
Hereditary.
of. Yeah, Midsummer was also
yeah.
kind of weird like
There's a lot
that.
of other bunch of A24 movies. I just don't know all of them.
Yeah, I haven't seen those. Actually, I think the only A24 movie I've seen is Lady Bird now. Now
Was that
now
A24?
Swiss Army Man.
Lady Bird. Yeah, that's why I brought it up.
That's-
Holy cow.
That's why he was confused by how it didn't have a weird turn at the end. Like it was just kind of
okay.
the
Uncut
same.
Gems like that. This is just a normal movie, but then the end is like
Whoa.
it kind of gets a little funky.
He has the Sonic Chew. Finds the Sonic Chew necklace.
Oh God. Yeah, no, this like the directing in this movie really reminded me of Midsummer, so I wasn't that unfamiliar with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, I feel like out of all three of us, I'll probably be the most negative of
Yeah?
the three. I didn't love this movie, to be
No?
honest. Like, not in a fucking saw.
Sir.
You turn it down. Yeah, I didn't hate it, but I think I love it more than hate. But I think there are times where there's a very loose plot for this movie,
Yeah.
like the end goal for this movie, and I think for me, I was a bit questioning when they kind of went away from that end goal and they did other stuff, and I was kind of like, why?
Yeah.
Like I was kind of like, not that I don't care, but why are you doing this?
Yeah.
And not in a deep way, like just a literal way. Why is this here? Like half of this movie, I was questioning what's the point of this movie. Not in like in a deep way, like in a literal way.
Yeah. Like they just kind of took a detour.
Yeah,
like,
and I'm kind of just like, I wouldn't say I don't care, but I was kind of like,
you were kind of motivated by the main goal.
yes.
And when
And
they went on the side
Yeah.
thing,
And
you're
again,
like,
maybe if I didn't watch everything all at once, because that movie is also very fucking weird.
yeah.
But there is a main goal, and they stick to that main goal the entire movie, and I loved it. And this one, I'm like, there is no real like. It's pretty loose main goal. It's not even that like crazy either. It was just a simple, can he come back home?
Yeah.
That's just it.
What
And
was the side goal?
What?
What was the side goal? Like what?
like all the stuff with Manny.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like that kind of stuff. And it's like, again, I didn't hate it. I do like the movie a lot. It's very well like
made.
everything that's not like the plot is incredible. I'm not saying the plot's bad though. I'm just saying like
It's just not as good as some of the other stuff
Yeah.
you've watched.
Like,
Recently,
I
especially
find
by
it
them.
pointless. Maybe that's the issue with me. Like, some of the
Okay.
stuff I was kind of like I didn't care for some of these scenes.
Yeah.
It is like, I guess it would be slice of life-esque at times. Like it's just kind of like they're just going through the forest and learning about each other and learning about each other's bodies. You know?
Not that way, or maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think Daniel,
Which one?
all of Daniel's, Daniel Radcliffe, Manny's character, Manny himself. One, I was like, I don't know why it took me so long to realize if he was an American or not. Like what his accent was gonna be.
Oh, okay.
Not because I didn't get it. I just like for some my brain just never registered that he was talking like a normal American.
Yeah.
So I was like, is he British? And halfway in, I'm like, oh, he's American. What's wrong with me? Like,
That
why
would-
am I like tripping?
That would have been kind of funny if he just had a British accent.
He's gonna be like, oh, why is this British body
yeah.
here? That would make no sense. Especially because he's in California. Oh, I assume he's in California.
Yeah, I'm pretty
So,
sure
like,
he's in California.
So it's like, imagine like a British body being there. You'd be like, what?
Oh my god.
And I think a lot of the time, I don't know for you guys, I was like, is that a real dead body or not? Like, and how much is this real or not?
He did do a good job at portraying a dead body.
yeah.
Because I was like, especially with like, we'll talk about probably spoilers. I think more I talk is probably spoilers, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. There's really not a lot you can
Like
get
you can
into.
talk
this
about,
movie.
as you can, well, most you do is again just talk about actors.
Yeah.
And
The two of them.
and I think like I don't even know if they're special effects. Like the stuff they had to do for like with his body and how they did it. I'm genuinely curious how they did.
I'm trying to figure out how he kept the same face throughout the whole movie.
That's
Yeah, honestly.
something like that. Like they
Yeah.
really made him look like a dead body.
Yeah.
Like it's creepy when they kind of look at his face sometimes, especially early in the movie.
The jaw movement was kind of weird for me.
Yeah. Well, I know that they did some visual effects, to edit out breathing or noticeable breathing or
Yeah.
blinking and all that. But for the most part, it is Daniel's like work, and I guess that kind of just shows like how dedicated he was to the role. I was a small little tidbit. I mentioned that body like dummy that they made for Manny. I guess he liked it so much that he would go around on like press tours with it, and like he would take it around with him when he was like marketing the movie.
What the fuck?
He's like a weird guy. I think at this point he's got so much money he doesn't really care like
Yeah.
He
what
can really
anyone
do
really
anything
thinks
Yeah,
he
he's
does.
set for life.
He did that one. This is a small side tangent, but he did that one Guns Akimbo movie.
Yeah, with his hands have guns or whatever.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I just see that trailer for it.
My
and,
brother says great things about it.
I need to watch
I've seen
it.
the meme picture.
Yeah,
Them just yelling.
They're yelling with the guns.
Yeah, a lot of Daniel Radcliffe movies are just really. What's that one? I know you watched when Sam did because I went to your house and you were midway watching it.
Was it
Where
horns?
he's like the devil or whatever.
I think that
Or
was
like a
Horn.
demon. Yeah,
Riley was watching that one.
Yeah, and like I walked into that like not even like maybe like at the end basically.
No, you walked in at the end. I walked in halfway through, so I didn't even have full context either.
So yeah, that's also weird.
How was it?
It was halfway
Halfway,
through.
yeah, so you could do so much halfway.
It was all right. I probably should have gone back to watch the full thing, but I just never did.
Yeah.
It was one of those things where like, about that movie, like we're talking about a different movie in this movie discussion, but that movie was just like, oh, it's good enough where you can finish the second half of it, but like it wasn't good enough to make me want to go back and watch the first half.
Okay.
You know?
But yeah, Daniel Radcliffe kind of just does whatever he wants.
Yeah, no, this man just, if he sees a script he likes, he'll get on it regardless of pay.
We should submit a script to him and see what happens.
You know, like, can you do it's like you're doing a podcast with two other friends.
yeah.
Bring the two other Harry Potter
we
guys.
should have him record a commercial for our podcast.
Here's how we'll make it interesting for him. We'll pitch it as like a movie about podcasters, but like it's like a murder mystery also.
But like, oh, if you finish the podcast, you
Oh.
die. Something
No.
dumb shit.
No,
Omar was
it'd
the
be-
killer all along.
It'd be like something where like each episode, like you start to get hints that maybe one of them killed the other one. Like
Like there was a
and you
fourth member.
Yeah,
And then there's like three now.
yeah.
What are you talking about? There's always been a fourth member.
I think we'll just probably jump to spoilers, to be honest.
Well, we got to
I
talk
think-
about if we just recommend the movie. Or
yeah,
how we
no,
feel
yeah. I was like
overall.
before that though.
Yeah.
Real quick, I want to say this movie has been recommended to me like time and time again, and I feel like it didn't live up to what I was told.
I think I've recommended it to you in the
Yeah.
past
I think the
too.
only person I've ever recommended is you, Sam.
Nice.
No, I think everyone else,
Like,
anyone else in my life has talked about this movie.
I liked it, but the whole thing felt like a fever dream.
Oh yeah.
Like I was watching someone's fever dream. And also, I'm not sure who the Daniels are, but I'm pretty sure that I met with them in 6th grade and wrote this movie with them.
Probably.
It's all poop and masturbation humor. And according to one of my 6th grade teachers, that's all my humor was back then.
And it's just farts too, man. Like
Literally.
Yeah, that's
actually, from what I read online, it was the way they pitched this to Paul Dano was they gave him the basic summary, and then they said the reason they wanted to make this movie is they wanted to make something where you laugh at the first fart and then you cry at the last fart. Like that was what they wanted to do with this movie.
The last one was funny.
Yeah, I think for me, it'd be hard to recommend someone this movie.
Yeah.
I can imagine it being an acquired taste.
Oh yeah.
Especially even their other movie, Everything All at Once. I can also imagine that being an acquired taste as well. So it's like either you have to know the person and be like, I don't think you're gonna like this.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people I know would like this movie because they just like movies in general.
Yeah.
And like I would say, there's been other weirder shit anyways.
Yeah.
Like again, other A24 movies themselves are kind of weird anyways. So like it's not that crazy. But like you know, someone like your girlfriend or like you know. Like a
normal,
yeah, like a normal person, like
a normal member of society probably would
yeah,
be
it was
like,
not tainted by something.
Yeah.
Like who'd watch? I don't think they would. Like people who walked out outside just would leave. They would just be like, "What the fuck?" and just turn it off.
Yeah.
Like, this is weird.
I was thinking the entire time that maybe this is a movie you should. It's like me and the boys are watching this movie. Like I think it'd be kind of fun to just like drink and watch this movie with people who haven't seen it before, because they would just be like wild about the directions it's going in.
Especially if you're the only one who knows it.
Exactly.
You can just look at their faces like,
Oh, this is
You're
the
like,
this is the part.
you're like, look what he did there.
Look what Harry Potter did.
You're like, look at me, I'm Paul Dano. And then you
Yeah.
fart your pants or something.
Pretty much, yeah.
But yeah, I guess we'll just hop
Oh,
right into the
wait.
spoilers.
Oh, I haven't said it.
Hey, let Alex talk.
What he just did?
No.
What are you talking? You just said I wouldn't recommend this.
I know I
Give him his
didn't.
overall thoughts though.
Because I would recommend it.
You just said you wouldn't. You're
No,
like
I
I
didn't.
wouldn't recommend this because you're like people recommend this to me and I didn't like it.
No, I did like it.
It just didn't live up to the hype.
It did.
Did you
Then
just
he
say
thought
that
it.
though? Am I crazy for thinking?
no.
You're crazy, but he wasn't talking about his recommendation.
Yeah.
What the fuck? You were like, yeah, I wouldn't recommend.
Calm
This is
down,
like
Omar.
last minute thoughts.
Calm
you know?
down,
what
Omar.
the
Drink from your sippy cup.
That's not. There's no.
I'll
I
rub you-
have none.
I'll rub your
I'm
back.
thirsty. Mommy, give me milky. Cut all that out, please. Cut me going like, what?
What did you say?
I generally thought you already said everything. I
Well,
don't remember. If you
I had
did.
some more to say, but you know that's like my last like 2 cents on the.
All right, just go back
overall
for me. Whatever I
film.
said.
I want mommy. I want milk.
Milk, please. All right, go ahead. Alex.
All right, so when I like think about if I would recommend this movie to someone, I like to think of it like, would I recommend this to my dad or my mom? And
It's a no.
Question.
I feel like I could sit down and watch this with my dad. So yes, I would recommend this.
You know what? Yeah, probably a dad
Yeah,
thing. Yeah, it's a
yeah.
guy thing. I
Like,
think it's just a guy thing.
I could sit down with my dad, have a couple beers, and just fucking laugh at this fucking movie.
Yeah.
So I would recommend it to people.
Okay.
Sadly, that criteria can't work for me. My parents don't speak English.
Oh,
so
my
they should be genuinely
No, they're
confused.
just
My
watch the
dad doesn't
Spanish
either.
That would be funny as hell, honestly.
Yeah.
It would too, and then I think they leave and they hate it.
Yeah,
I can't imagine.
I just watched the Spider-Man Far From Home dub. No, Far From Home.
No
the
Way
new
Home?
one. The No Way Home.
Yeah.
And
How Do I Get Home?
that beginning scene when they're on the bridge and they call each other and they're just like, dude. In Spanish, I think, I don't know if I misheard this, but I feel like he was calling that fat. Because they were like, gordo.
Oh my god.
I'm like,
I thought they called it,
yo.
like, way or
I thought they're gonna be
something.
like carnal.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, this is not real. I turned to my brother. I'm like,
Cabrón, ¿qué pasó, güey?
Yeah.
you know, I turned
It'd
to
be
my
so
brother and
funny.
I'm just like, is he calling him fat?
I gotta watch that in Spanish now. Actually.
Oh man, the dubs of any movie that's in English.
It's
is so
funny.
interesting.
Yeah.
So what about you, Sam?
What?
Because you didn't say if you recommended it.
He did.
Oh.
No, you didn't.
He said he would.
Yeah.
What? I'm exhausted. I'm generally exhausted.
Shut up. We're moving to spoilers.
I'm hungry too. My brain is no.
We'll get food. You know what? How about we with food after this one? As an in between.
Yeah, we're making good time right now.
All right.
So let's hop into spoilers.
Spoilers.
Even then, there's not really like can't really spoil this movie. There's not much to spoil.
Nah, let me tell you something. That
What?
opening scene is fucking magical. That scene where he's riding him as a jet ski.
Oh, that episode
it's
where-
so good. Like
As
it makes
he
me
falls
so
off.
it makes me so unnecessarily happy. Like
When
it's-
while the titles are coming up.
yeah,
the
yeah, and
title screen.
he's riding him through the ocean. And there's like wide angle shots, and like majestic shit, and then he's like, "Oh, I can pull on his tie to make him faster." So he starts doing that, and then
He
he's
pulls his
like,
pants down.
"Yeah, I can pull his pants down," and
His less thing holding back his farts.
it's so stupid. and
Yeah,
I
you get
love
a
it.
shot of Daniel Radcliffe's hairy ass.
You get a couple shots of his
Especially in
ass.
the later half.
Yeah.
It gets more hairy.
It's so good that scene alone like sold me on the rest of the movie. Like if I didn't know anything about it and I just saw that, I'd be like, I need to watch the rest now. Like this is amazing. This is cinema. Move over,
This is art.
Move over, Scorsese. Get out of here.
Tarantino, get your ass out of here.
Learn from the Daniels.
The
okay?
Daniels, baby.
It did make me very fucking like. I was laughing.
Yeah.
See, I don't think I laughed that much, to be honest.
I-
I don't think I was like ever
This is
like,
a really
ja,
funny
ja, ja,
movie.
really hard. Like there were a couple times where I just rolled my eyes, to be honest. For some of the jokes, I was like, okay.
Were you rolling your eyes at the boner jokes?
Not that like I didn't think they were funny. It's that they didn't produce a laugh out of me. I was
Yeah.
more like, oh. Also, though, to be fair, I kind of didn't know about that stuff though,
Okay.
because I don't know how I remember that. I remember someone. I distinctly remember Daniel Radcliffe's erections.
Yeah, yeah.
I just remember that was a gimmick.
You wanted to know something? I just now realized what his boner radar was for. It wasn't for like society. It was for that girl.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I thought it was gonna be.
I didn't know what that was.
That's what I immediately thought it was gonna be about.
I thought it was just a
No.
compass.
I thought so too.
I thought it was like, oh, what the fuck? Like,
No.
Where's the closest woman? That's why.
No.
That's why the penis is the direction.
Yeah, it's just like trying to figure it
find a
out.
woman.
No, it was. That's why he went directly to her house because that's where his boner was. Like.
Yeah, that's what I thought the whole time. I didn't think it was an actual compass.
No, I thought it was like, oh, we got to go this way.
Because to
guys.
be
Yeah.
fair though, like a compass, you don't need a compass. Like you can just like where the
Yeah.
sun is, and that's it.
It was
So,
gonna be like, here's society.
I just don't
with
think
women.
he would have known what direction it is anyway.
Yeah.
Paul Dano. Whereas that's why he needed the power of the erection. I was
Well-
scared he was gonna pull it out. At
Obviously.
some point in the movie.
I was scared he was gonna show him. Like when I first watched it, I was scared he was gonna show him what masturbation was.
I was scared about that too. Or like he's gonna have to do it for him.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
That's
something
what I
like his
thought.
scene was gonna be some crazy shit or something.
Yeah.
Because you learn like I think maybe like halfway, not even half, maybe like a little after half.
yeah.
And he finally actually does his like Swiss Army Man shit.
Yeah.
Like he breaks stuff.
Oh,
his
it's the
jaws,
yeah,
like,
it's that montage in the
Yeah.
middle. That's my
Yeah.
favorite scene in the movie.
What
actually.
was your favorite utensil he made? He did.
My favorite
gun
utensil.
mouth.
Gun mouth.
That was so funny because I didn't think that was gonna happen.
No, my favorite was what's it called? Like the hook shot. That
Oh.
weird like
It's a
what-
hook
it's like a harpoon kind of.
Oh,
thing.
yeah. Oh, I know the one.
yeah. That like that's my favorite because his
Because
mouth
he
is
goes
just
all
boom, boom,
yeah,
boom, boom.
all the way into like, you just,
He goes,
like
You got turned into a grappling gun.
yeah, grappling hook. Yeah.
I did
That's-
love the flint fingers,
Oh yeah, that was really cool.
and then I don't think Paul Dano does it, but Dan Radcliffe does it himself,
Mm-hmm.
where he puts his like arm through his legs and does the flint and fart immediately.
No,
To
that's
create a fire.
Paul Dano does
Well,
do
the-
that.
the-
He does do that in, like by himself.
He does that
Dan
himself
Radcliffe does it
later. Yeah.
I think it reminded me of in Shrek. I don't know if you've seen. I don't know. Have you guys seen any of those Shrek movies?
I've seen Shrek,
Sadly.
but it's been a long time.
I think it's Shrek 3, where like, cause spoiler for Shrek franchise, Donkey gets with a dragon.
Yeah.
And they have dragon like donkey babies.
Yeah.
And Shrek's babies burp, and then Donkey's babies like fart. So, I think it's the other way around. But like basically like one farts and then one burps and the fire comes out of it. So make it like a flamethrower basically.
Oh,
What the
okay.
fuck?
So when
yeah,
I
yeah.
thought that, I thought of that scene for
Yeah.
some reason because I love Shrek so much.
I really love how straight they play this whole thing, like especially with the Swiss Army Man portion of it. Like Paul Dano's just casually just, all right, I'm gonna throw his arm back so he can become an axe. Like that's normal. Like I'm cool with this. Like,
Hey, his teeth look pretty sharp. Let me shave my
he
face.
shaved
with
his
it.
face
shaved
with
his
it.
face.
Yeah,
That's so gross.
yeah.
Because the hair's in his mouth still.
Yeah, I know.
You think that was actually Daniel Radcliffe?
I'm pretty sure it was
yeah.
actual Daniel, but that wasn't actual hair because from what I know, Paul Dano can't grow a beard,
No.
so they
Oh.
like got a fake beard for him.
To be fair, I don't know why I said fair. That makes no sense. I think like such a unnecessary nitpick. I was like, how did he perfectly shave his face?
Oh yeah.
And how did he, like? I assume he probably shaved every time because he just had a clean face immediately after that.
Yeah.
Probably because in real life you can't grow a beard, so they're just like, oh, we'll stop the beard shit.
We'll just get rid of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also thought like halfway in turned a little sussy.
Oh yeah. Once he starts
turned to a look kind of a some of the trap animes that I watch. Where
yeah. Once
they're
he's
like, hey buddy, can you
dress up as this girl
as
that
a
I think
girl?"
is hot?
And he's like, took the wigs off. Hey, no, wig back on, buddy. We need it for the ceilings. And I'm like,
I mean, I wasn't thinking it was gonna go that way. When he asked, when he was like, "Oh, I want that girl. Get out of here, Hank," and then he had to put the wig back on. I thought that was more just him like trying to find a way to tell his friend how much he cared
I thought
about him.
before that part.
And then they went. Then they
After-
went in for like a kiss almost, and I was like, "Oh no, oh no."
Because I thought it was so weird that scene because they just kept kissing, but he wasn't swimming. He kind of just stayed kissing under the water and didn't move.
He
Oh.
was getting air.
Yeah,
Yeah, but couldn't you just like move?
There's nothing gay about that.
He used him as a rebreather.
Yeah, no, I get that, but why the fuck did he do it for so long?
So they can just naturally just wash ashore.
Yeah, you're thinking about it too much. It's not
Yeah.
gay.
It's not
Because
gay.
no, because Amelia
just
actually,
sharing a
'cause he-
breath with your homies.
he doesn't even.
He said, "Do you want some breath?"
He doesn't
breath
even. They don't even swim. He just makes his farts again.
Yeah, they
So he
just-
didn't even need to breathe that much.
No, yeah, I know.
That's what I'm saying. That was
But
the
they
weird
were just
thing.
sharing a moment, giving each other good breath.
Especially at the end. I thought it was gonna go a different way.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
I thought it was like faking out a couple of times at the end. Actually, like there's the scene where they're in the bear attack, and Manny is up on the tree, and then Hank is on the ground being dragged by the bear, and then like Manny says something like, "Maybe I'm just a figment of your imagination," like or whatever.
To cope,
And-
that you're gonna die soon.
Yeah, and I was just like, "Oh, are they doing this? Like, is that it?" And then it wasn't, and then it was like, there was the scene right before the very end where they like get the names confused, where they're like,
They think-
once the police think that Hank is Manny and Manny is Hank.
Oh, yeah, because Hank was trying to avoid,
His
like,
father.
Yeah,
no, he was trying to avoid being like
Well, I don't think he even
found
avoided
out
it.
that he was the one taking pictures.
I don't think
of
he
the
even
girl.
like thought about that part. To be honest, I think it was
No.
more his dad. Because the second he saw his dad, he immediately was like dodge.
But
Yeah.
he was
He
already
didn't even
telling
know that.
people before that he was Manny.
well, no, it was
Did
the little
he?
it was the little girl who told the mom that he was Manny.
Because she just heard.
She heard her
Yeah.
Manny talk, but Manny was dead, so she's like, "There's no way, man, this
Yeah.
is Manny." Yeah.
Ah.
So,
Because I don't think
Okay.
he ever said like I am Manny.
but I thought it was gonna fake out where it was like, "Oh, he's gonna fake his death and then live his life out somewhere else or something." I thought they were gonna do that, and they didn't. And then it was like, "Oh, well, now he's stealing the body, and the body isn't doing anything. Maybe the body never had powers or something." And then no,
He was
that's
dead the
not
whole
it.
time.
That's not it either. It's just like there's a lot of not fake outs, but definitely it makes you think it's gonna go one way, and then it's like, "Ah, no."
I thought it was gonna go away where he starts abusing the body in front of everyone.
Yeah.
I
like
thought it was
look,
gonna
it can,
be-
it can fart, and it starts hitting the
more
stomach.
like necrophilia.
Yeah.
Because again, the whole kiss scene, and I was like, is he gonna like do that again?
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, oh
Kiss
my-
the body in
Because
front
if he
of
kissed the
everyone.
body in front of everyone, that's the worst thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because at least they were like, well, he's not doing anything weird to it. But like, if he did that and he would have kept doing other stuff, they would have been like, yeah, this guy's fucked.
Yeah. Also, oh, go.
That third act was a little like hard to watch.
A little
It
bit.
was a little bit cringy.
There's a lot of cringe towards the end, but I think it's all intentional. What I thought was really weird was how close to that girl's house he was the entire time. Like they're barely running a couple of minutes, and then
Yeah.
they run into the encampments and all that, and they're like, "Whoa, do you make all this?" And it's he was pretty close the entire time.
Yeah, it makes you wonder. Like,
He was never stranded. Oh, he
Well,
was.
No, he definitely was.
But he didn't know how close he was to
at the
society.
beginning, he
Yeah.
was definitely the most stranded.
Yeah.
Because he obviously he needed Daniel to go across the water.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But like after that, it makes you also again it makes you wonder like is this real or not? Just how
Yeah.
close he actually was and why did it take him that long?
Yeah.
If he had no compass, it would take a long time.
It would have, yeah.
But because he had this compass, it
to go,
shouldn't have.
to go straight to this girl's house.
Yeah. And like some of the detours is like maybe that's why.
Mhm.
Like some of the like them falling down when they got scared of the animal.
Yeah.
Or like other detours like that.
or like spending a lot of time teaching
Yeah.
Manny about society.
I thought the craft building ship was a bit unbelievable how this guy could do all of that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
that was in my notes. I was like, this guy can build. Like,
I said that like in the beginning where he was like trying to show Manny like what life is.
mm-hmm.
I was like, he can make a paper mache of a person pretty
Yeah.
quickly, and then way later he just basically makes a bus, a human.
He makes like a car.
He makes the like the picture
Like a movie
thing
theater,
for the
yeah.
bus. Makes a dinner.
It's like a lot.
It's really crazy. That I was like,
It's kind of unbelievable, but I guess in a movie where there's a dead body who has a bunch of powers, it's the least unbelievable thing.
yeah,
But
it definitely is. But maybe also because like, he's normal.
yeah,
Like, his things are like weirder because like obviously like he's a normal guy.
Yeah.
And speaking of that part,
Should we talk about the A24 twist?
what's the
what
what do
actual
you mean?
twist?
That he was actually a
Well,
real
I thought,
person.
I wouldn't. I don't know if you could. Say
I don't know if that's the A24 twist.
Well,
I
you
feel.
sure?
I don't. Well, because I mean, the whole movie is that though, so it's like.
Oh yeah, but like
I guess it makes you think that he's not real.
yeah, it was
or-
starting to make you think that he was all part of his imagination up until the end.
Yeah, and then his dad starts like
Yeah.
smiling. And
I love that
laughing.
nod
Yeah,
because he farts.
Yeah.
He's like, "Who's not me?" And then his dad like nods and like,
that's
Just-
it. That's it, son.
Was that really supposed to make people cry?
I think it was supposed to be like emotional, like
"Yeah,"
oh my
because
god,
you're just like,
finally.
"Oh,"
I don't know,
because he
it's
finally did the
real.
thing.
Daniel Radcliff's face, like coming out of the water.
I
this
know, yeah,
big
he
ass
has a
smile was
shit-eating
so
grin.
funny.
Well, to be fair though, yeah, also like that's like he can't smile naturally. Also, it's like halfway and he's like, "Am I smiling?" And it's like a terrible, ugly ass
Yeah.
smile.
I like smiling. Yeah, it's great.
When he cries, it's the most like exaggerated, like tears.
Yo, yeah, like
He's like, "What is
it's,
this?"
It's like they were pouring a water bottle
Yeah,
out
they're
his
basically
head.
pouring water out of his eyes. Like,
Yeah.
for real. He just like, this is cry. He's like, I don't like it.
I don't like the way
Makes me
this-
feel weird
Yeah,
and wet.
there's that cop at the very end who's just staring at the water with them, and he has the most like
Bewildered.
He's so fucking wild. Like Mary Elizabeth Winstead's character is just kind of looking at it, like kind of like disgusted, but like
Yeah.
intrigued.
Her husband and child, they both like smiled and laughed.
Yeah,
All the fart stuff.
yeah.
And I was like, wow. This
is
husband
amazing.
is already also like a child.
You
This is
wouldn't?
amazing.
You wouldn't be laughing at that?
No,
I'd be
I'd be
so-
disgusted.
I'd be so confused. About
if you saw a
actually-
corpse do that, you would. How would you? That really you would laugh?
I'm sure I would laugh.
No, you wouldn't.
It's
I
probably
would call you a sick fuck.
Probably
if
the
you
middle
did.
school braided.
You'd be scared as shit.
I'd go and think about that South Park episode where they talk about like how people die, they shit themselves. That's where my brain would
Do
go
people
to.
actually do that though?
I think that's a real life thing though,
know.
because your body releases all its because there's nothing holding the
Yeah.
stuff anymore. So like if you had it in you, it would release.
I've
Yeah.
seen it portrayed in so much media. It has to be true.
I think like an underlying thing that like I don't know, it's a small little detail that I didn't notice the first time I watched, but maybe it was just because I was young and not paying attention. But when they discover Hank and Manny and the doctors are looking at him, one of the doctors mentions like, oh yeah, this body like didn't have any lacerations, it wasn't hurt by this guy, but it did have like abdominal injuries that were similar to people who like jump off bridges. So if they're in California, he's probably like a Golden Gate Bridge jumper. So I thought it was kind of ironic and kind of funny how we see Paul Dano's character try to kill himself, and he gets saved by this body of a person who just
Already
killed
killed
themselves,
himself.
Yeah.
who had just killed themselves. So
I think well before I say about that, let's go back to what we mentioned earlier, where like Paul Dano's character, you learn that he's a bit of a creeper, because like he's like when we talk about Elizabeth's character,
yeah.
he has a picture of her.
Mm-hmm.
He took that picture
It-
like without her permission.
Not only did he take this picture,
He took multiple pictures.
he also put this one as his screensaver.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a screensaver as
And
well.
he's following her social media.
And he knows that
accounts.
she
Yeah.
has like a
husband.
significant other, a minimal
Yeah.
significant other, because in her social media there's pictures of him
Yeah.
with her. So he also knows that too. Yet he's still like being weird.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I think it's
I don't think it's creepy, but he's not like he doesn't go beyond though.
yeah, because even he knew it was wrong that they were
Yeah.
at that woman's
Yeah.
house. He was like,
That kind of explains more why he was like, I don't want to like talk to her.
yeah.
Like obviously because he's like talking to women or whatever. But like he's been creepy about that shit. Well, he took a bunch of pictures.
Yeah, and I mean, it seems like he knows that it was pretty wrong, but
and then by the end of it, he's already like,
whatever.
yeah, like he's already over it because like I think the whole body when Manny's like,
Yeah, Manny's
more
more
thinking about
important.
that or whatever.
Yeah,
I do think like how her character the entire time is just constantly just like disgusted.
Yeah,
By
she's
everything. he
She's
did.
disgusted and confused the entire time.
I have a question now.
Sure.
So, when Manny figures out that like this is a person from his past, even though it wasn't because it was from Hank's past,
Yeah.
he figured out her name. How did that happen?
I have no idea actually.
They made it seem like their brains were connected.
Yeah.
Because again, remember there are
Oh.
points where like Paul Dano's character feels what
Manny was
okay.
feeling. Yeah.
and he's like, oh, like that's another power. You just have to control it. And blah blah blah.
It was his emotions or
Yeah,
memories or
So like there are times where like
Okay, because I was just thinking about that, and I'm like, wait, this is if that she isn't from his past, how did
he know the
there's
name?
that point where they were trying to figure out her name, and Manny was like, at first he said something random, and then he eventually got to, oh, her name is Sarah.
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's probably because they're
Okay.
connect with each other emotionally. I don't know. I can't explain that either.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works, but that and they don't really explain it at the end. They kind of said that's a thing you can do, and they kind of just it.
Yeah.
I think they not that was like lazy, but it's kind of just like
They access the telepathic grid.
like at least the Swiss Army Man stuff. Like you can believe in the aspect of it's his body still. You can physically see him doing it.
Yeah.
But the whole mind thing, where like they can kind of connect to the mind. Like I don't know, that was a little weird.
Well, I think it just lends to the idea that maybe he's like everything's not exactly as we think it is. Like maybe there is some sort of weird like mental connection. Maybe that whole ending sequence is like all in his head or something like that. You know,
Maybe.
like
Or maybe like a suicidal connection somehow.
yeah, maybe I don't know. There must be something
Or
like
maybe at the beginning he did end up killing himself, and this was all
Like yeah, I mean, like
yeah.
it was all a dream.
Yeah.
like a weird ass dream. man.
He's been in a
Yeah,
coma the whole
limbo or
time.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have that kind of shit. I thought it was interesting the whole like dynamic of explaining this person what life is from zero.
Yeah,
Like, oh, what is life? What is joy? What is this? What are these emotions?
yeah,
That kind of movie is like kind of like showing how weird we actually are. That like we're not allowed to do so many things because it's quote unquote weird because like society
Yeah.
would think it's weird.
I like that one scene when they're at the bonfire and Hank's character is telling Manny, "Oh, you can't be saying this in public. You can't do this." And then Hank's like, "Why do we want to go back?"
Yeah,
Like,
it's
what's the
terrible.
reason why would you go back? Like, it's not like you
Yeah.
can't do anything fun.
Yeah.
That makes you happy.
Is that something that you didn't like though?
No,
Omar?
I did like that.
Okay.
I like that a lot actually.
Okay.
Like that kind of like underlining like message
Okay.
of like that and like obviously the jokes, but it's not wrong with like the whole farts and like masturbation. Like I didn't think any of that stuff was funny because I think I saw it as a message more than anything.
Yeah.
Where like I agree where it's like everyone jerks off, and if you don't, good on you. But like
Wait,
basically everyone jerks off.
seriously?
I don't. But I didn't know that. Can I do it now?
I'm going on the record that I've never jerked off in my life.
I've never seen my wiener once in my life. Or like, yeah, like why is that a weird thing to like say or do? Well, maybe for like other reasons, but like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like it's so like shamed on you if you fart in public. You have to do that. Like we all take shits, we all piss, we all fart, like we all burp. Like, why is that so weird that we can't? It's gross if you do it in public, yes, because that's just foul.
Yeah.
But the fact you're like, oh, I just won't do it in front of people and just like hold it in for your whole fucking time and then do it when you're alone, you're like, the whole mind would fall down his farts by himself.
If you hide your farts from me, what else are you hiding from
Yeah, that
me?
was funny. I love that. That was really funny.
But it was, I think the funniest part was just like the weird look on Paul Dano's face every time he would hide the fart. He would like,
you see the guilt.
yeah, it was guilt. Yeah, that's
on
what it
his
was.
face. But like, yeah, like stuff like that, where like kind of the underlying message of like why is our things that bring us joy we have to like suppress
Yeah.
because others
Mhm.
think it would be strange for you.
Yeah.
Like immediately when at the end when you meet the little kid, Manny's character, I forgot for a second what his name was. Manny's like is excited to talk to the kid, but then immediately he like gets told like shot like no, like this is wrong.
Yeah.
Like you're scaring the kid.
That's when he gets hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, look, and he's like, no, and then he like has to push him,
No.
because that obviously is wrong.
Yeah,
But,
very.
100%.
but I think that line where he's like the way she looked at me, Elizabeth's character when she walks in like outside and sees his body, he's like the way he looks at him,
Mhm.
it's like she's just completely like that's disgusting, that's a dead body.
Yeah.
So he's just like, oh, like he's now realizing what Paul Dano was trying to teach him,
Mm-hmm.
where like what he is just completely not normal.
Yeah.
I think that's why he's also okay leaving.
Yeah.
He's like he can't stay there.
He's like, I'm gonna go save other people.
He's like, fucking, what's that? He's like, I must go now. My planet needs me.
Can't wait.
Parts away.
Can't wait for the sequel.
Swiss Army Man 2.
I swear, there should never. I doubt it would ever.
No.
They
There's
better
no
not.
reason they'd ever.
It would be funny if in that Everywhere
All at once.
All at Once movie, like in the background, you just saw Manny like gliding around. Yeah. It'd be funny, but they make a cinematic universe out of
All their movies.
yeah, all
the
their
two movies. they've
the
had.
two movies. Yeah.
Yeah.
But overall,
Yeah,
it was a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. There were definitely times where I checked the time. Where I was like, is it still going? And then I'm like, oh, I'm barely in this movie. I was like, oh, great.
it definitely starts off kind of slow.
It
Yeah.
wasn't that long of a movie though.
No, it's not. It's like
like
an hour and 30 something.
Hour 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's literally not long, but like, yeah, there are times where it's really slow. And I'm kind of like, all right, can we?
Yeah, no, I started
keep
this
moving?
movie around midnight and I finished it like I thought it was gonna be like 3, 4 when I finished it. No, it was like 2, barely 2, 140.
Nice.
It wasn't
Yeah.
that bad.
It definitely like it. It's one of those things where like, I don't wish it was shorter, but I do feel like I was like, are we done yet?
I think it just shows that it was like their debut movie.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, yeah.
There's still a little bit of a growing pains, and it sounds like they fixed it for the most part.
Seeing everything all at once. Like I don't remember how long it is, but it's like 2 hours. I know it's more than 2 hours, and I definitely didn't feel it.
Mm.
I definitely was like in the whole time.
Mm.
But there are also times in that movie where I'm like, oh, it's over, right? And like, just keep going,
Yeah.
going. And this one, I'm also like,
Oh, we're done?
like I'm like, oh, we're doing more stuff now. Like now we're doing more.
I really do
wacky
feel
stuff.
like that third act does kind of lower the movie a bit.
For sure. I
I
pretty
thought
much.
the first act was more lowering for me. to be
Really?
honest. Yeah.
I feel like anything to do with other than Paul Dano or Daniel Radcliffe's character, like definitely dragged it down.
Yeah.
Like like the focus was these two characters, and then once they came into the real world, like of course they're going to be criticized and all that, but at the same time you want to see more of the interaction between the two characters, more so
Mhm.
than how other people view them. You know?
Yeah, yeah. I thought that was like crazy. Where like after all of that, they're be like ready for this interview.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. I don't know how anyone could be like, I am okay in the head to do this interview
This
right
this
now.
man should be taken like to a hospital.
Immediately. There should be no interview. Like, cause I don't. I wish maybe they keep track of it. Like, if you actually watched it really hard, but like, I wonder how long he actually was gone for.
Yeah, I don't know actually. Long enough for his birthday to have passed.
And obviously his whole
Yeah.
beard,
Yeah.
like to grow all the way out like that. And because in the movie he has no beard in his normal life. So
Yeah.
he grew that entire thing and shit. So obviously
Yeah.
it was not a short amount of time.
They never said how he got stranded, right?
He at the very beginning there's like notes that are written on like things that he's like message in the bottle and all
Uh-huh.
that, and it's stuff like, oh, I got caught out at sea, like I was riding my boat and then a storm came in, pushed me out,
Okay.
stuff like that. It was just a very simple like setup, but it's one of those things where you don't really need to know it or
Mhm.
see it really for it to make sense.
Yeah.
Oh
it's
yeah,
more
no,
of the gimmick.
I literally just found out now that you said it, but like, I forgot how we got there.
yeah. So maybe we should
We should wrap it up.
wrap it
Just
up and
pick
pick
the-
that next
the
movie.
next movie.
I am finally glad I finally saw this movie though.
Nice.
After God knows how long.
Yeah, this was an Omar movie, right?
Yeah.
Foxcatcher.
We have to
Foxcatcher
pick
from
it's me though, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it's you.
is. It's your movie. Like it was.
Do we have to
we,
spin for that too?
we already did mine and
Yeah.
his, so it was just.
Oh, was it?
We just
Yeah.
spinned yours without even. It was Foxcatcher. What do you
We're
think?
all
about
just
that?
confused, like what?
You excited to watch Foxcatcher?
I am
Omar?
100% excited about Foxcatcher. I
Okay.
saw it sadly not in theaters. I saw it after it came out in DVD, Blu-ray.
Okay.
And I think Sam, there are certain points where he will enjoy, but
I think so.
overall, I thought it was incredible, and I'm excited, very excited
to hear us
to
talk
hear about this, and maybe kind of go from like Swiss Army Man to maybe a bit more serious.
Oh,
It's kind of like let's just kind of tone it
Yeah.
down a little.
This was the
Yeah,
wrestling
don't walk
movie,
into
right?
this. Don't walk into this being
yeah. I
it's
think
gonna be wacky, shoots, shits, and farts. No.
Yeah, this is a wrestling one.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Like Greco-Roman freestyle, like Olympic wrestling. Not
Oh, I thought it
WWE.
was the WWE movie.
well, there's a quick relationship, but we'll talk about when we watch the
Okay.
movie.
All right.
But for now, adios and see you next time.
Bye.
Guten Tag.
I'm trying to think of a buy in a different
Should've
language.
farted. Should've been like, that's my.
Now available to own on DVD and video.